Welcome to Crestwood Academy, an elite, high-achieving school in View Cliff Valley, California. Known for its excellence, leadership, vibrant student life, and prestige. Nestled in a stunning campus setting, it offers a dynamic blend of academic rigor, creativity, and opportunity. Shaping confident, future-ready students who stand out wherever they go. Meet Kara, the heir of a wealthy judge. Kara was smart but cunning. She loved a good scandal. Meet Sophie, the daughter of a famous actor. Sophie only cared about appearance and status. And then there is Nia Jonas, the queen bee and stepdaughter of a wealthy multimillionaire. Nia demanded attention, but it always came at the expense of humiliating someone else. Together Nia, Kara, and Sophie ruled the halls of Crestwood. Meet Alana Snow. Alana was quiet, brilliant, and composed. She attended Crestwood on a full scholarship, taking the bus each morning while others arrived in luxury. Her uniforms were carefully maintained, her books filled with meticulous notes, every detail reflecting discipline and focus. Nia walked the halls like she owned them. Confident, bold, and always in control, Nia ruled the social scene with effortless authority. But behind the power and popularity lies a story still unfolding, one that will challenge everything she thought she knew about herself. Alana was undeniably beautiful in a way that didn't need validation. She didn't chase attention, she earned respect. Reserved but resilient, Alana moved with purpose. She wasn't trying to fit into their world, she was preparing to build her own. The classroom buzzes with cheerful energy as students settle into their seats. As Alana enters, the lively atmosphere continues around her, a space full of possibility, where every new day feels like a fresh start. Alana was big on class participation. She raised her hand and answered just about every question. After classes ended, Alana headed home for the day. Later that evening, Alana stands quietly in her room, her closet door open as she scans her options. The hangers are spaced out, neat, organized, but limited. She gently shifts a few pieces aside, her fingers brushing over familiar outfits she's worn before. Spirit Week is coming, and Monday's Spirit Day lingers on her mind. At Crestwood, it's more than just fun, it's a showcase. A chance for the wealthy and elite to arrive in designer outfits, effortlessly turning the halls into a runway. And for students like Alana, it's different. Noticeable. She pauses, holding a simple sweater up to herself, unsure. Not embarrassed, but aware. Alana's family was not poor, just your average middle-class family. That weekend, Alana spent quality time with her family. And on Sunday morning, Alana and her parents attended worship services at their church. They left the building blessed and refreshed. The next morning, Alana had breakfast with her parents. Sunlight streams through the window, creating a cozy and loving start to her school day. Shortly afterwards, the three of them exit their home. Alana waves at her parents as she boards the school bus. Back at school, Alana walks a lively hallway, surrounded by stylish dressed students in their designer outfits. Nia strides through the halls with effortless confidence, dressed head to toe in designer fashion. Heads turn as she passes, her presence bold, polished, and impossible to ignore. On the first day of Spirit Week, she doesn't just participate, she sets the standard. As Nia approaches the west wing of the school, Alana accidentally bumps into Nia in the crowded hallway, quickly stepping back with a sincere apology. For a moment, everything goes still, because Alana had managed to stay off Nia's radar until now. Nia's expression hardens instantly, irritation turning into sharp cruelty. She scoffs, brushing off her blazer. Alana stays quiet, composed, but the moment lingers, heavy and humiliating. Alana enters the classroom quietly after the altercation, her composure intact but her nerves still unsettled. She takes her seat, focusing on her work, determined not to let the moment linger. When the teacher returns a difficult exam marked with a bold A+, a soft sense of pride washes over her. Her confidence steadies, reminding her that her worth isn't defined by the hallway, but by what she continues to achieve. After class, Alana walks through the halls with a quiet glow, a small smile lingering as from her graded test. The weight of the earlier moment has lifted, replaced by pride and relief. She moves lightly, lost in her own thoughts, unaware of the shift around her. Down the hall, Nia and her friends watch. Their eyes follow her, exchanging knowing looks. To them, Alana isn't just another student passing by anymore, she's a target. And Alana, still smiling, has no idea what's coming. Nia's friends crowd around her, urging her not to let the incident go. They insist Alana should be taught a lesson, turning a small accident into something bigger. Their pressure hardens Nia's expression as she decides to confront her. They corner Alana in the hallway, their tones sharp while mocking her. "Hey, scholarship girl," one of them sneers. "You don't belong here." Nia looks her up and down with disgust. "You reek of poverty, couldn't you have picked something better to wear?" The laughter that follows is low and cutting, meant to sting. A crowd of students nearby laugh. A voice cuts through the crowd, one of the most admirable boys at Crestwood. Brian Lake, confident, calm, steps in. Brian had always been kind to Alana. He and Alana bonded last year during a school play. They would occasionally chat with each other. Brian quietly admired her. Without making a scene, he positions himself beside her and gently guides her away from the crowd. "Come on," he says softly, offering a reassuring smile. Nia and her friends watch his jaw tight, clearly irritated as the attention shifts away from her and onto someone she didn't expect to step in. Nia and her friends turn and walk off, their laughter echoing down the hallway. They toss a few final jokes over their shoulders, acting as if it was all harmless fun. To them, it's just another moment, but the sting of it lingers behind them. Meanwhile, Alana and Brian settle into a quiet corner of the library. He steals glances at her, asking the occasional question just to keep the conversation going. He didn't have any work to do, but he wasn't about to pass up the chance to spend time with her. Alana finds herself smiling, even giggling softly at his jokes, the tension from earlier slowly fading as the moment becomes lighter, easier. Later after school, Alana and Brian met at a park near her home and had a picnic. Afterwards, he walked her home. Alana smiled at Brian, walking toward her door. They FaceTimed that night, ending the call at a respectable hour before bed. Alana slept comfortably in her bed that night. The next morning Alana woke up bright and early for school and ready to start her day. Alana arrived in a beautiful yellow sundress, instantly turning heads. Nia tried to distract Brian, but the moment he turned, his attention shifted to Alana. They made eye contact and smiled at each other, effortless and natural. Nia and her friends watched, clearly irritated. Later in the cafeteria, Nia purposely spilled milk onto Alana. The room went quiet. Alana remembered her conversation with Brian and decided to stand up for herself. This made Alana a hero in the other students' eyes. Nia didn't try anything the day of the pep rally, she just stared at Brian and Alana from afar. That was the day the two of them officially became a couple. Alana's popularity unexpectedly grew, but what truly stood out wasn't the attention, it was how she handled it. She didn't change nor let the spotlight get to her. She stayed grounded, kind, and treated people the same way she always had. She was genially respected. The next 2 years at Crestwood were great as it pertained to Alana's academic, social, and dating. Brian and Alana attended prom together. She wore a beautiful gold mermaid-style dress. To Brian, she was the most beautiful girl there. Nia and her friends dressed in blue but different styles. They each had a date and danced throughout the night. Nia always believed she would stand next to Brian as queen on prom night, so she proceeded to walk toward the stage, but their peers crowned Alana Snow instead. Nia's friends were stunned. Nia never lost to anyone. Nia stood there embarrassed, annoyed in disbelief. Brian gently led Alana to the dance floor, and they stared into each other's eyes as they took their first dance as prom king and queen. Alana continued to excel in her studies, remaining at the top of her class. She achieved many academic awards and even graduated a year ahead of her class as she became valedictorian. At graduation, Alana's speech as valedictorian was heartwarming and captivating. This too irritated Nia. The last thing she wanted was Alana to be an honorary representative of her graduating class. Nia's grades were just satisfactory, which is another thing that annoyed when comparing herself to Alana. After the ceremony, Alana's parents hugged her warmly and expressed to her how proud they were. Nia sat distantly in the crowd. Only Nia's mother and brother came to the ceremony and her stepfather noticeably missing. Nia reflected on the arguments and raised voices of her parents that took place earlier that morning. Nia's mom looked worried but tried her best to hide it. The next morning Nia woke up to a quiet house. The staff was gone and no breakfast to be served. Nia's mom had been served divorce papers and they answered a knock at the door to a foreclosure notice. Nia's mom fainted and was hospitalized. The doctors later revealed after further observation an underlying life-threatening health issue that would require surgery and long-term rehabilitation care. Unable to care for her younger brother, Nia called her stepfather. Nia's stepfather was her brother's biological father and was later awarded temporary custody of him. Nia's mom would be granted visitation rights in the later years upon her recovery. Nia took housing at a friend's house but they were clear about it being temporary. Nia worked countless jobs to cover her mother's medical bills. Meanwhile, Alana and Brian spent as much time together as they could, laughing, talking, and holding on to moments they both knew wouldn't last forever. With Alana preparing to study abroad, they made a difficult but mature decision to remain friends and stay in touch, rather than risk the distance changing what they had. At the airport, they shared an emotional goodbye, along with her parents, before Alana left to begin a new chapter. Alana attended the University of Oxford and soared like an eagle, receiving countless academic award recognitions. Brian attended Alana's graduation banquet and they rekindled their romance. Alana led most of the meetings during an high-profile interim program for tech students. Alana became well-connected and built her very own tech company. Within 2 years she became a billionaire. Alana moved back to the States as she continued to expand her company. She purchased a beautiful mansion on top of the hill away from the city. She asked her assistant to handle the hiring of household staff. Determined to have a staff built on integrity, Alana would join her staff undercover as a maid. The ad was posted on a site with competitive pay and caught Nia's attention. Nia applied for the job. Nearly a week later, while shopping one day in the supermarket, she was offered a position as a maid, unknowingly aware that Alana would be her boss. Nia partied that weekend. Meanwhile, back in her home office, preparing for Monday, Alana scrolls through her new staff profiles, focused, composed. Then she stops. A name. A face. Her expression shifts to quiet shock. Oh my bully is now my maid? A slow, knowing look settles in. This is going to be interesting. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. You don't want to miss it.